I saved my teacher's life, but they took me to jail for it. I remember the morning a sophomore thought it was a good idea to bring a water gun to school to show his friends. Nobody got hurt, but when we had to lock down the entire school for 2 hours, everyone was texting their parents, thinking we were about to die. When the police showed up to school to arrest him, they only found him with a super soaker in his backpack. However, our principal was so freaked out, he still spent $40,000 of district money installing military-grade locks on every classroom door. These weren't normal locks. They were thick steel deadbolts that automatically locked when class started and wouldn't unlock until the bell rang. Even my mom, who taught at that school, thought it was dangerous. And since only the teachers got emergency keys, she gave one to me. The next morning, our chemistry teacher looked on edge as she shut the classroom door. As soon as the bell rung, we all heard that heavy metallic thunk as the deadbolt engaged, locking all of us inside. She actually flinched at the sound, then tried to play it off with a nervous laugh, but everyone noticed. She tried to start our lab experiment for the day, wheeling out the demonstration cart with various beakers and bottles. The methanol was in a large glass container, probably 2 liters, and she'd set up the comparison to show how differently they behaved with certain reactions. However, this was the day that the bottle slipped. It shattered on the floor, clear liquid spreading everywhere, the sharp chemical smell instantly filling the room. "Nobody move!" our teacher shouted, grabbing paper towels from the counter. "It's fine, just stay back while I—" But she stepped directly into the puddle, her dress dragging through the methanol as she knelt to clean it up. We all turned to look at the hot plate on the demonstration table, still on from the previous class, with its red coil glowing. A drop of methanol had splashed near it, and a small blue flame appeared, almost invisible. Then it raced across the table toward the puddle. She saw it coming and tried to stand, but the flame hit the methanol on the floor, and suddenly her dress was on fire. Not just smoking, actually lighting up with flames. She instantly started screaming, slapping at her dress, spinning in circles. "Help! Someone help! Oh my God!" Kids jumped on desks, all screaming too. The flames kept spreading up her dress, and she did the only thing she could think of. She ripped the whole thing off and threw it toward the sink, but it landed on the window curtains instead. Those thick, probably 30-year-old curtains that schools never replace went up like tissue paper. The entire side of that classroom was now lit up as everyone backed away, screaming and crying. We all piled towards the door, but when we tried to leave, it all hit us. The locks. We couldn't get out because those stupid locks weren't coming off for another 20 minutes. I faced the fire, thinking this was it for me. Our teacher was standing there without any clothes off, the heat from the flames literally burning my skin. However, that's when it hit me. I remembered the key. It was buried in my backpack under notebooks and my lunch. I had to physically shove people away from the door. They were pressed against it so tight I could barely reach the lock. "Move! I can open it!" I screamed, but nobody heard me over the fire alarm and the screaming. I had to literally shove everybody aside. My hands were shaking so bad I dropped the key twice, people crushing me against the door. Finally, I got it in, turned it, and heard the most beautiful sound, the giant lock releasing. Firefighters were already outside, just arriving. They saw all of us come out, me holding the key, and our teacher without any clothes on. They told me to stop what I was doing, thinking I was responsible for this. When I told them I didn't know how it started, the firefighter actually put me in handcuffs while my mom watched from down the hall, her face completely white.